And now may I invite Dr. Vishpala Parthasarthi, our editora of the National Journal of Homeopathy, who would like to welcome everybody. Dr. Vishpala, please. You're on.
Good evening, everybody. Uh, can I share screen? So, good evening, all. Thank you all for being here with us today. This is our fourth webinar, and as you all know, four is a very significant number. Anybody knows what is the significance of four? So, in our homeopathic world, we all know for the periodic table we have fourth row, which is to deal with everything: learning, focus, concentration, security, and so on, right? So the fourth webinar also is telling to tell you the same thing, that we at Engage from 28 years we've been spreading, that is 7 into 4, 28 years we have been spreading knowledge through the written word. And the whole idea of both the seminar and the webinars and the issues is to make everybody secure that we have enough knowledge to be able to assimilate, concentrate, focus, learn, and then practice, and get enough confidence to know that homeopathy works for all of us and works for our patients, works for us, works for our learning, works for our practice. So please continue to join us in every webinar, which is held every second and fourth week, as Dr. Rama has told you. And today we are going to have a wonderful time because it is to do with mental health. And in today's time, especially in the COVID era, that has been the most stressful for us. Everywhere that you read, even doctors are suffering from lot of stress for treating. Patients are, of course, all locked up. Children are so scared they don't want to get out of the house. So today we are only treating continuously mental health, and that is why the subject has so much significance. Thank you, Rama, for letting me share these few words.
You're most welcome, Dr. Vishpala. Glitch. I would like to welcome the first speaker of the day, the very energetic, dynamic Dr. Krutik Shah. And he comes from the energetic land of Amul. Yes, Anand, Gujarat, where he has set up the state's first private homeopathic hospital, which completes 10 years today. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very
After his
much.
MD, After his MD in Organon, he spent 2 years at Alonissos, Greece, and studied with Dr. George Vitulkas for 2 years. But his deep love since his student days has always been the Organon. Recently, he has been running a very, very successful series on the Organon. In fact, this is the fifth one that's currently on. If any of you want to refresh your knowledge of the Organon, that's where you need to be. He loves to call himself the proud child of Hanuman. Welcome, Dr. Krutik Shah. The floor is all yours. Dr. Krutik, go ahead.
Yes, madam. Yeah. Thank you very much. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes,
Am
sir.
I am I
Yes, sir.
audible? Yes. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So should I start the screen share?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah. A warm good evening to everyone, to all the seniors, to all the colleagues, and from the bottom of my heart, I really thank you, and especially to thank Dr. Rama Madam for this the wonderful introduction. Well, to begin this lecture, I would like to tell you something which is something very close to my heart. That is Hahnemanian oath. On my honor, I swear that I shall practice the teachings of homeopathy, perform my duty, render justice to my patient, and help the sick, whosoever comes to me for treatment. May the teachings of Master Hahnemann inspire me in the fulfillment of my mission. Jai Hahnemann, Jai Hahnemann, Jai Hahnemann. And Jai Homeopathy. Real, foundation of homeopathic hospital here. It's like a story, it's like a story. It's one of the very, very interesting story I would like to share with you. It's like there was a huge building. It was, there was a huge building. And in that, when the building was being made, it's like in that particular time, by mistake, one or the other way, there was a mistake by an architect that the front view of the building was quite compromised. The pipes were visible, the contour was not coming, and all these things were really making the money, lot of money being invested into vain. And the owner was completely got furious. What is this? I've invested 400 crore rupees, 500 crore rupees, nothing is happening. Can somebody help me out? Then the architect said, okay, wait, I'm doing. Then he found one plumber. He tried to do all the activities, nothing happened. Then second plumber, third plumber, fourth plumber, fifth plumber, 150, so many people came. And eventually the case got completely compromised. The case got completely compromised, and the owner became hopeless, and the architect was also hopeless. And then there was no solution. And somebody said that a new plumber has come in the village. He may try. If you want, I can bring him to the problem. Then the owner said, many people have tried. Bring him again. Bring him one more plumber. The new plumber came and he saw the problem. And he said, sir, I will repair this. Then the owner said, many people said like that, but nothing happened. Right? So there is nothing new in this. He said, sir, once I do it, you pay me the money. But I will charge 500 rupees. Where the other plumbers were, charging 50 rupees, 20 rupees, 100 rupees, 150 rupees maximum. So the new plumber, the new beginner said, I will solve the problem and I will charge 500 rupees. You are supposed to pay after I solve your problem. Owner was quite impressed with the words. He said, you do it. And what he made one stroke, and the pipe was, the problem was clear, issue became solved, and in every way the problem was seemingly solved miraculously, quite surprisingly. He became famous overnight. While giving 500 rupees, the owner said to the plumber, how could you make it? These all the people in the town, these many experienced people couldn't solve it. How you solve it? He replied very politely that, sir, 1 rupee is to hit and 499 rupees is where to hit is organon. Where this is one of the secret I want to share today, which is there helping me to establish and to run successfully Gujarat State's first private homeopathic hospital since 10 years. That is organon. I want to take you a bird eye view, a very flying view on the organon, especially for acute management. And then we will be taking cases. I am not going to touch the organon, just taking the acutes as a glimpses. It's like a bird eye view, right? 82nd aphorism. Very clearly Hahnemann tells, less time is required in everything is evident and fresh in the memory of the patient. You're not supposed to go deep into the consultation like what you do in chronic case. That is 82nd. 90 aphorism. One of the biggest mistake homeopaths make in their career is 90 aphorism. Observations and examinations. Irrespective of acute what you have to examine. You have to have systemic examination, general examination. People say in homeopathy there is no importance of diagnosis, no importance of examination. I would say homeopath, Hahnemann was a great allopath, that's why he became great homeopath. So importance of examination, radiological finding, general systemic examination, everything is very, very important. The third point, how to prescribe in acute. I mean, we always, in chronic case, we wait to find out a clear picture. In acute, Hahnemann says in 92 aphorism, there is nothing like a complete picture, nothing like clear picture. See what you have, hit it. Just hit it. You are not supposed to have a detailed consultation what you do in chronic. And the next is 99th aphorism, where the topic, it's a mental, what you call the typical mental illness. and I am going to present cases of pediatric pneumonia which has been hospitalized here and treated on this fundamental. This aphorism is applicable to the cases which I am going to show you to you. So 99th aphorism tells that information where a patient is in coma, where a patient has so many acute problems where he's not able to deliver the history, patient is pediatric, information from relatives and friends in acute will be of a great benefit. It is of a benefit in chronic, but in acute it is equally important. Right? So that is 99th aphorism, and this is the base from where I'm going to deliver my lecture on the topic. Next, beautiful. You have taken a case, you have found a totality, and you have given the medicine. What do you expect? What do you expect? Is it like, you give a medicine in chronic, pulsatilla 201 dose and 15 days placebo, and you wait. Hahnemann tells in acute, nothing like waiting. Hahnemann says in acute and subacute, disease we wish to cure subside insensibly. You understand the word insensibly. Friends, this is something which is, insensibly. See the word meaning. Even though it is of a grave character, attended with lot of sufferings, still it goes insensibly. What I do, I'm a consultant in metro hospitals. I'm taking allopathic, I'm taking acute emergencies and many complex cases in the hospital, and this aphorism is my everyday practice. After going through Organon for more than 350 times, I really tell you every word said by Hahnemann is absolutely true. So 149 is you have given a prescription. What do you expect? The disease should subside insensibly, right? Next, people fear about taking serious cases. Let me hide the screen. Yeah, people fear about taking serious cases. Oh, it's a very serious case, we are not supposed to take it, this is quite dangerous to take, this will happen, that will happen. Aphorism 152 says nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. There is a saying, the one who dares goes high. Dare to be wise. Have a courage on your own conviction. 152 says that the worse the acute disease, the very numerous and more striking symptom will be found. With much more certainty, a suitable remedy can be prescribed. So patient, the more the case is in serious pathology, more good symptoms we are able to see, and that's where we can prescribe. I'm a consultant in metro hospitals here. I see patients with this 152 aphorisms. I have received really great success. Right? It will not be, see the word used by Hahnemann, it will not be difficult. Not be difficult. It's not difficult. It's not be difficult to find one from whose separate disease element and antitype of the curative artificial medicine. Right? This is 152 is quite beautiful. Now taking a risk. Taking a risk. Right? We made a mistake. Of course, we are bound to make mistakes. We are humans. Right? 152 aphorism says you take risk. You take risk. Then what if you make a mistake? Hahnemann says, डरने का नहीं, I am always available for you. बापू ने बताया मुन्ना भाई MBBS, बताया था ना, बापू बोलते हैं ऐसा करने का. अपना बापू कौन? Hahnemann. It's like मुन्ना भाई BHMS and अपना बापू is Hahnemann. So 167 says, डरने का नहीं, I am giving you the solution. This will clear your problem. Read this. He says that if you have made a mistake, don't worry. Just correct it. How to correct it? No need to wait for the action of the remedy to exhaust. No need to wait. Where people wait, like in chronic, we wait if there is aggravation. Acute, there is nothing like waiting. Right? Second, never leave the patient alone. Right? Never leave the patient. Be right there with the patient. I had my clinic earlier than this hospital, but I was not able to manage my patients overnight. I was not able to handle them homeopathically overnight. I had a lot of limitations. So I created the indoor patient facility where I can see them 24 hours, right? In order not to leave them alone, not to let them suffer. And third, no need to antidote. In acute, there is nothing like antidoting the situation if you have your first prescription is homeopathic. It's like you're given completely random prescription for fever, XYZ medicine, for for anything XYZ medicine. No, if your first prescription is logical, you have taken a case well, you have evaluated the totality well, you have found PQRS well, there is nothing to wait. So if you made a mistake, 167 tells that don't worry. And here, what to be done? These friends, I'm going to share all these aphorisms to you clinically on the cases which I'm going to show. Right? All the cases has these aphorisms in application. So what I'm telling is not words, it's my experience confirmed with the clinical case presentation. So here, medicine is not working. You have made a mistake. What needs to be done? What Hahnemann tells? Remainder from the original state and the troublesome new symptoms. Create a new picture, prescribe the second prescription. So 167 tells that if there is a mistake, not to worry as such and give a second prescription confidently. Right? Now the next, how to give it, how to select the potency in acute. People say go very high, people say go very low, people say repeat, people say don't repeat. What to do? It's a big question. Answer is 245th aphorism. That Hahnemann tells is quite like very clear. There is in whole organon, there is no confusion. He says very clear. Every perceptible, progressive, striking, increasing amelioration. Like you are what word says surface of the sentiments. You are beautiful. I love you. Right? These are, but how much kilogram I love you or how much kilogram you are beautiful? Question mark. Right? So it's like what Hahnemann tells is it's like you are extremely super out of the world, super, super, super beautiful, and I love you. This is what Hahnemann tells. Perceptible, progressive, striking, and increasing. See, the word has so many adjectives before the word amelioration came. Transient in acute, progressive in chronic. So once your dose has started the action, you find improvement, no need to repeat. No need to repeat. If you repeat, the second part of this aphorism will damage you. Every new dose of any medicine whatsoever, even the one last administered that has hitherto showed will disturb the amelioration. So one dose is enough in certain cases. In other cases, you may need to repeat, but as long as you find perceptible, progressive, increasing, striking amelioration, time for placebo. 245. 247. If you take meningitis, I have taken cases of meningitis, SSPE, right? Subacute sclerosing panencephalitis. Status epilepticus, acute asthma, high grade fevers. These 247 aphorisms will come and help you. 247 tells chronic, you can repeat, 8 days, 10 days, whatever. Second is chronic disease resembling cases of acute, what you call acute exacerbation of chronic disease, migraine, asthma, menstrual problems. Repeat faster. Then acute, genuine acute, high grade fever. What the cases I'm going to show is of pneumonia, right? So you need to repeat even faster. And to the highest serious acute, like cytokine storm of a patient of COVID, you need to repeat every 5 minutes, very fast. So repetition is in your hand. 247 tells us that there is nothing to worry. You just see the state and just hit it, because potency is a double-edged sword. If you use unwisely, it will damage you. If you use wisely, it will really benefit you, right? 250. This is now कब तक वेट करने का? सपोज हमने कोई पोटेंसी दिया, कोई मेडिसिन दी हमने कोई एक्यूट केस को, तो कब तक वेट करने का? कुछ तो क्राइटेरिया होना चाहिए ना. लाइक क्रॉनिक वी वेट वी वेट वी वेट वी वेट वी वेट इन अक्यूट, कब तक वेट करने का? हैनीमैन बोलते हैं ज्यादा से ज्यादा 6 आवर्स, 8 आवर्स और 12 आवर्स. That's all. If you don't find that typical, perceptible, progressive, increasing, striking amelioration, medicine is wrong. Change it immediately. There are the case I'm going to show. I had a nightmare, but eventually I succeeded because of this aphorism. right? So if the case is worse, you have to change immediately. How much you should wait in acute? 6 hours. Hahnemann says 6, 8 or 12 hours depending upon the acute state, right? Where patient is going perceptibly weak, remedy his mistake. What does that mean? Repeat next, give the next remedy, right? 253. This is again a beautiful. Or in acute, suppose patient has 104.5-degree temperature. 104.5-degree temperature. It's not like paracetamol where temperature will come down spontaneously. If a patient is in coma, it's not possible that he will be coming like immediately from the coma. 253 aphorism says when you are dealing with any acute, the first sign what you will see is mental improvement. If mentals are worse, wrong medicine. If mentals are better, physically same or physically worse, it's a good medicine, correct medicine. So 253, this is only the first part because the next part is of chronic, so I've not taken here. So 253 aphorism says that in slight commencement of amelioration, patient says temperature same, body pain same, weakness same, thirstlessness same, appetite same, but doctor, I feel better from inside. I feel there is some, I feel some better psychologically. Increase calmness, freedom from mind. See the word used by Hahnemann. Best sign, wait, wait, don't repeat. Otherwise, you'll end up into aggravation. Last is do's and don'ts in acute case taking about diet. If patient asks what to give, what not to give, is this aphorism. So when you are managing a patient in hospital, like I have a hospital where I have to admit, I have to manage, I have to answer questions asked by patient. These aphorisms, these are the list of aphorisms I can share. I have shared with you that this will may give you some idea about managing acutes, and these are not information. These are real no live object, live visible, live what you call vibrant information, right? So that's what I conclude. Friends, can I have your opinion about the bird eye view of the organon? Was it okay? Was it not okay? Can I have your suggestions? Am I going fast? Am I going slow?
You're doing fine, Dr. Krutik. Continue.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Dr. Hiten sir. Friends, other friends, thank you, Dr. Reshma. Thank you, Dr. Shweta. Thank you, Dr. Devans. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. Fantastic, fantastic. Now it's a time to see clinical application. The one who has stronger the foundation, durable the construction. To have nightmares in practice was very common when I started it. Now it's a time for a pleasure journey. Now it's time to enjoy. Now I'm going to present two cases. One was really a nightmare, and second was quite okay to manage. But both are this information I have said in Organon. Everything will you will be able to see in these patients, right? So let's start with case number one. The case is of left perihilar pneumonia, right? Case history on 29th of November 2019 at 7:30 in the evening, where the OPD is about to get closed. A 4-year-old boy came with her mother to hospital with following complaints. He has cough since 2 days, and when he coughs, he has pain in abdomen, and pain started from today. Vomiting twice since morning. So it's like cough was producing now vomiting. Coughing disturbs his sleep, right? Getting fever started from today morning. So you see, cough started yesterday, fever started today. Getting worse from afternoon and slowly increasing in intensity. At the time of examination, when I saw the patient, it was 101.3 degree temperature. So 2 days pathology where fever started today, cough started yesterday, right? These are the information. He feels sleepy due to low energy. Every child feels sleepy during low energy. It's nothing new, nothing abnormal, but still it's an important information, right? He does not want to eat and therefore no satisfactory stool. So appetite was less. As it was earlier happened this time too as well, change of weather troubled him. I don't know about Bombay. I don't know about Chennai. I don't know about other places the participants are attending this lecture. But in Gujarat, let me tell you, friends, that the time of November last year was a beginning of winter. End of the November was beginning of winter. So this patient consulted us in the last week of November where weather was changing, right? So this change of weather troubled him. And what he said, relapse of coryza since last 3 days. So what I was getting, that coryza since last 3 days, cough last 2 days, fever from today, right? And with all these type of symptoms. Coryza, he had some coryza in the past, typhoid, etc. But now the most important point, what I perceived in the whole consultation is the what is the title of the topic? Differentiating pediatric pneumonias from individualized mental aspect. So this acute means exciting cause, right? This was the exciting cause. They live in a joint family where they have NRI guests in their home. You know, after Diwali, it's a time for NRI. Now, this time, because of COVID, I don't know people will travel or not. But last year was very heavy, right? Last year, and to be honest with you, Indians will pray that NRI should not come to here. Otherwise, it will become more worse, right? So, live in joint family. NRI guests had where their late night enjoyments, fighting with siblings, other children, like typical fun, masti, tofan, dhamal, like late night outs, late night food parties and all was the situation. And in that, with his elder sister, he had a big fight with her. And this has happened for the first time in his 4 years of life. So this child had a first time fight. He was being left alone by the other children, and the sister was also opposed to him. So all these things were so severe. According to his mother, this happened for the first time. And I am quite clear that this must have troubled him. I said, okay, thank you very much. Reduced loss of appetite, decreased thirst, constipated. The most important unique PQRS symptom, it's like how to take PQRS symptom. There is a separate lecture. But there is not, PQRS symptom will not come. Patient will come and tell you, sir, this is my PQRS symptom. You take it in totality. That will give you my medicine. That's not going to happen, right? What is important is PQRS symptom is something which you cannot think of. Hahnemann, in his organon, he has appreciated only two homeopaths. One is Boninghusen and second is Dr. Jar. Boninghusen has made great work, and his most of the work is for repertory. He tells in his Boninghusen lesser writing that von Boninghusen method to treat acute, from where using his repertories will give you to a best prescription. He tells, and which I'm quoting here, milk aversion plus 2 during fever, which the child used to like very much, is a strong keynote. Is a strong keynote. The child says, the mother said that he loves milk, but he does not want to have it since 2 days. So that is a confirmation that this is a PQRS, it has come to you, right? Homeopathic examination, medical examination. As it was 7:30 in the night, in the evening, I was about to, complete my evening OPD and was supposed to see some cases, NRI cases, because the early morning and late nights are for NRIs. Regular OPD is routine. As we always examine, it's a rule, and it's always an indebatable what you call it's a procedure. Whether a patient has simple coryza, whether a patient has constipation, whether a patient has whatever, we always examine. So when I examine this child on the left hand back side, left side on the back of the chest, I've heard bronchial breathing. Now bronchial breathing is something which is very abnormal in that area. There are bronchial breathing, vesicular breathing. There are a lot of information onto that, which I'm not going to touch up. But bronchial breathing on auscultation at a peripheral area of chest is an absolute pathological finding. It's like you put your stethoscope here on trachea, and the way we breathe, that type of breathing you are able to see on the peripheral areas. So it was absolutely clear to me that this child has a pathology inside. Probably pneumonia, probably bronchopneumonia, probably collapse. I don't know. It can be anything. So bronchial breathing is seen or heard at the area of bronchial tree. But this I was able to find at the peripheral area of chest, right? Left mid zone, left lower zone. Quite a question mark. 7:30 in the evening, I decided that you must go to have X-ray because I find the something is pathological inside. And as a result, what it turned out was pneumonia. It turned out was left perihilar patchy consolidation. And my dear friends, my observation, my examination helped me. What I've said about 90 aphorism. People don't examine. Please examine. A lot of information will come to you objectively. So this helped me to come to a conclusion, and this is the totality what I had made for this particular child, and this is the totality, right? Friends, can I have your feedback about the medicine? What medicine do you think? Can I have your ideas? What medicine you are thinking? Any ideas about the medicine, friends? Phosphorus, natrum sulf, calcireca, very nice. Anybody else? We have 216 people. See, if the audience is sleeping, somebody needs to wake up the speaker. I hope you must be awake, right? Natrum sulf, phosphorus, bryonia, phosphorus, lycopodium, slow progressive, bryonia, antim crude, sulfur, bryonia. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Fantastic. So, episode took place after Friday, correct? So it's like this rubric. Thank you very much. Bryonia, sulfur, fantastic. The remedy what I prescribed to this particular case was clear bryonia. Bryonia 10 m, 3 doses, right? Three doses. Follow up. Now you see the follow up. Since patient is in front of you, since you are able to, you have an access to the patient who is in the same premises. I always take follow up every half an hourly. Right? First follow up, no change, 102-degree temperature, 10 o'clock in the night. Second follow up, no change, 10:30 in the night. Third follow up, perspiration started to happen. Now we know perspiration, respiration, urination, and defecation are the signs of elimination of toxins from the body. So this is a good sign. And child asks for milk. Child asks for milk. You remember 253 aphorism. I said mental improvement is a sure sign that remedy is perfect. Child has temperature is going down. Fantastic. 11:30, 11 o'clock. This was the follow-up. 11:30, perspiration increase. Good energy. Taking interest in the toys of the house. We have a lot of toys in the hospital. So there were a lot of toys in his room as well. Right? He started taking interest. Had milk and did not vomit, which he vomited earlier, right? 102-degree, 101.2-degree temperature. Temperature got broken. Mental, emotional, physical, energy wise better. So this was an absolute sure sign that my medicine is perfect. Right? 12 o'clock in the night. Child had slept, therefore no follow-up was taken. Advised to repeat bryonia 1 m if before fever goes high. Right? Sixth follow-up. Next day morning, 7 o'clock. Mental, emotional, physical, no fever. 6 to 8 hours, maximum 12 hours. We are not supposed to wait more than that. If you wait more than that, probably you need a medicine. Not you are not able to. You are not supposed to think about the patient. You need a medicine. Sixth follow-up: mental, emotional, physical better. No fever, no coughing, appetite increase, milk in the morning, slept well overnight. Beautiful signs that the child is improving. Seventh follow-up: improved 10 o'clock in the morning. Improved, looks normal, and the child was under the medical observation whole day and then was discharged late in the evening to have a rest at home. Personal visits once a day and regular telephonic consultation was advised, and at the end, looking at the similar smiling child, smiles well all around. This child, if suppose getting admitted, must have 25,000, 30,000, 50,000, I don't know. We charge me very minimal, but this is what homeopathy can offer. Organon is the book of wisdom, of highest wisdom. It's like the rule book of homeopathy. If you want to succeed, you have to follow. You have your own ideas, but you follow. People don't follow. Forget about follow. People don't read, right? This is the follow up. This where child is and no abnormality detected. Child is completely normal only in 5 days of time. This is what says, Jai Hanuman, Jai Homeopathy, right? So this is the case I can tell you in very nutshell. Second case I'll be wrapping through very fast. Friends, can I? Uh, Let me have a chat. Okay, somehow it worked, but Brian, you're right, Lord. Not necessary. Repertory, you use repertory, Dr. Pranav. It will help you. Don't go one side of the doctor. Okay, just let me see. Okay, friends, I'll be happy to answer all the questions of people publicly once I finish the presentation, or maybe after we have the presentation, Dr. Sunita Madam, and then we can have an intense question answer session. I'm open for that, right? Now the next case. It's a very difficult case. I had a nightmare with this case. This is the case of bilateral perihilar and lower zone pneumonia. Bilateral perihilar lower zone pneumonia, right? The girl came to me on 13th of February 2020, before what you call the typical blast of COVID happened. 13th February 2020, 8:30 in the morning. My OPD starts at 7 in the morning. I work from 7 to 10 average. I may come early, I may go late, but people know that I come in the hospital 7 o'clock. So this lady came to me as a totally new patient. 5-year-old child came with her parents to the hospital with following complaints: coughing since yesterday night, becoming worse steadily. Only yesterday night. Now the other one was gradual in process. This is fast in process. Vomited twice since morning, flushes of face while coughing, fever from fever from yesterday night, getting worse steadily. Rapid progress. When I examine the temperature, 103.2 degree. Headache and weakness because of fever. She has pains in legs and with pains in legs with fever, which never had before. This is a keynote. For the first time when patient experience some information in acute, it's a keynote. She always have low immunity. She catches infection quickly if someone has around her infected. Symptoms. Mentally, again, individualizing mental aspect. This is the case. This lady come from lower class family, and where husband and wife had a huge fight, and this girl witnessed the fight. It was huge quarrel and physical fight. Husband hit wife, wife hit husband. All this, this terrible situation, this innocent child witnessed, and as a result, she was not going to anybody because she was completely frightened. So this was the story said by husband and wife together. But I wanted to know more about this fight. So I let the husband sit out. Child always is more connected with mother. Then mother said, as a result of this fight, I went my native home. मैं मेरे पियर चली गई मेरी बेटी को लेके. But I had to come back to my this sasural because my father-in-law passed away because of age. And she witnessed all this funeral, dead body ko matlab, all these procedure, the rituals, what we say, and she witnessed everything. So it added fright into that, and that was quite intense. So this was and this death and the rituals behind that she observed for the first time in her life, right? Homeopathically, reduced appetite, decreased thirst, quite natural. It's okay, right? Systemic examination, bilateral crepitations. That was something very abnormal for me because a child having 1 or 2 days problem, having bilateral crepitation, this is not logical. Heart wise, I saw tachycardia, towards tachycardia. In child of 5-6 years, it's almost 110, 120 is the average heart rate. 110, I would say. This child, if I'm correct, had 130 approximately. So this is not a good sign. And you have to investigate. On general examination, redness of the conjunctiva. It was clear for me that this child needs to be undergo X-ray. So X-ray was this bilateral perihilar lower zone consolidation. Was absolutely clear that he has multiple pneumonic patches, and you are supposed to treat such a difficult and dangerous pathology. Right? Child was already having high grade fever. This was the totality. Face discussed red during fever, stomach vomiting, cough, sudden manifestation, headache, weakness, legs pain, this and that. This is the totality, which I conclude. Friends, can I have your feedback about the medicine? Probable remedies? Probable remedies, quick. Probable remedies, please. Friends. Natrum, very good. Which natrum, Dr. Deepak? Natrum mur, natrum sulf, natrum cub, aconite. Very nice. Aconite 1M. Sudden aconite, belladonna, aconite, ignatia, aconite, fantastic. Aconite 10M. Very good. Rustox, belladonna, fantastic. So, remedy which I thought working in this case was belladonna. It was my prescription, and what I thought was at that moment was quite logical, right? Sudden manifestation, eye discoloration, red with coughing, high grade fever, pneumonia, infective pathology. I gave belladonna 1M, 5 doses, right? Now you see the follow up protocol for pneumonia. We admit here is a follow up every half an hourly. That is absolutely compulsory, right? First follow up 12 in the afternoon, no change, 103.6 degree temperature. Second follow up, temperature came little bit better. Third follow up, again raised, right? Fourth follow up, reduced. Fifth follow up, again increased. So every half an hour follow up, the temperature is not coming down. I waited for almost three to 3.5 hours. This is not logical. Something is wrong. So instead of changing the remedy, one should change the potency. Dr. Kent says that. So what I did, belladonna 10M. 10M, 6 follow up, 230. No change at all. Fever 102. Seventh follow up, no change, practically little better, 102.9. Eighth follow up, 103.6. Fever rise again, quite abnormal, right? Ninth follow up, 102.6. 10th follow up, 430. I waited 6 hours practically, 5 hours practically. It's not possible in a child with gross pathology, as Henneman said earlier, 149 aphorism, serious the acute, sharp will be the reaction. So what I did, I decided to review the case because probably I guess remedy is wrong. Remedy is very wrong. So I thought about this. Review I did. New symptoms what I found was leg pain, fever increased. Beta test in the mouth started coming up. Thirstlessness coming up. Discoloration red while coughing reduced. Vomiting from cough reduced. Headache from fever reduced. Anger reduced. So 167 and 250 aphorism using jointly, I made this repetition. And in this repetition, remedy came was pulsatilla. Absolute clear pulsatilla. So using these two aphorisms, I gave pulsatilla 50 m straight away. Dare to be wise. Homeopath should be of a use to all the potencies. He should have acquaintance of all the potencies. 50 m, half an hourly, 3 doses. See the follow-up. 5:30 in the evening, no change, 102.9. 6 o'clock, little better. Aphorism 253, little better psychologically. Physically same, psychologically better. 253, bullseye, accurate. Wait, 6:30 p.m. better. Fever started coming down. Fourth follow up, 14th follow up, 7 p.m. Fever reduced, coughing reduced, perspiration increased, mental, emotional, physical energy better, and overall looks improving in pneumonia. 15th follow up, fever reduced and relief of symptoms. So now we made 1 hourly follow up. 9 o'clock, fever reduced, relief, improved. 10 o'clock, fever relief, reduced, improved. 11 o'clock, fever reduced, improved. And as a result, the child was under the medical observation whole day and then was discharged late evening next day. Personal visit once a day, regular telephonic consultation was advised. Looking at the smiling child, smiles were all around, right? And this is the report where only in 5 days of time, bilateral perihilar pneumonia with left lower lobe consolidation got solved. See the words. There is resolution of consolidation on 30th February to 17th February. Who says homeopathy is slow? Who says homeopathy, homeopathy doesn't act in acute disease? Probably homeopath needs medicine. Homeopathy has everything, right? And last but not the least, I humbly dedicate my lecture at the feet of Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, because whatever I am today is because of Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. So I always tell to the world that yes, I'm proud to be a homeopath and I am a proud child of Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. So with this is Dr. Krutik Shah signing out from this wonderful platform of NJH until we meet live after 1 hour, right? I'm done, Dr. Rama Madam. Please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Krutik. That was a wonderful, wonderful way of utilizing the aphorisms in acute. You have to take a separate webinar, I think, only on aphorisms and how to apply them. Thank you very much, sir. Very, very entertaining.